All right. With that, it certainly team is in the green room. Guys, if you want to share your screen, if you're going for screen share, you can give that to me. I'll go ahead and bring you on stage. How are you two doing? Daniel, Henrik.
Very good. Thank you, Derek. I really enjoyed that conversation. And there's a few really nice things that will refer back to what we're going to say here now.
Yeah, I thought when we're talking about live chat and automation and all, I'm like, oh, well, this like leads right into our next call or our next session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect segue. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
And thanks for being here. Thanks for us.
Awesome.
For well, to be here and the zero-party data is something that's super interesting to be digging into as well.
And you guys have been studying this. I'm really looking forward to, I think we have a demo scheduled so that I can get more information on certainly as well. I love the product and I'm very bullish on what you guys do. I'm going to step out of the way here. You can talk about automation and live chat in general. And then of course, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of your product as well. So I'll let you guys take it away.
Sure, thanks. So I'll kick this off and then I'll hand over them to Daniel here at some point. So let me start by sharing my screen. I assume I'm sharing my screen now. Yes?
I don't have it here
Daniel.
just
yet. Not yet.
It's it'll pop up in my green room and then I'll be able to add it in just a second.
And Derek, at some point here, as we said, like I'm going to also take over and share my screen. I will just give you a heads up, I suppose.
All right. You made it hard for me. No, I'll be here in the background.
Exactly. Technology when you need it the most, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You should have a few options, entire screen, window, or Chrome tab.
Yeah. You know what the problem is? This is a brand new laptop, so I need to just enable. Come on.
Gotcha.
So I can share the screen.
While we're doing that, I'll give a quick plug to you guys here in chat.
Thank you. So that should be working now. Chrome lost the ability to actually share screen now. So let me try again. Should be fixed.
Here's the link to checkout, certainly. While you're doing that, Daniel, tell us just a little bit about what Certainly does. Oh, we lost him. He's probably got to restart.
Absolutely, and I appreciate the conversation you had with Elise here, specifically about conversational commerce and owning the data and really understanding and owning your zero-party data. So, in simple terms, what we've built is a conversational commerce platform. People sometimes refer to us as a chatbot company. But really what we've tried to do here and how we work with our customers is we want to add an intent layer to their site, an intent layer that is focused on driving conversions. And we've narrowed this down to a handful of use cases where we can help our merchants at one end support their end customers to find the right product and walk through the buying journey. But it's all about maximizing the efficiency of your site by driving and understanding these intents.
I like that a lot because that is what people are doing when they're browsing. There's a lot of intent there. So it sounds like we are competing with personalization tools they're doing this in a self-serve way where they're letting the user choose your own adventure or whatever. But in your way, I know it's much more two-way and engaging. So I'm really interested in knowing what the increase in conversion rate is there, as well as how do you get more people having conversations? And we could even ask the question. I know I'm just kind of blabbing off questions.
Right.
The other question is
really good questions.
Do people want to talk with chatbot? Like, do they actually want this? What are you seeing?
I think it's an excellent question. So if we start with the last one, do people want chatbots? So what we see with the merchants, it's a few years ago, there was a hesitation. Absolutely. And I think initially people adopted them to work and support a post-purchase exercise. So classical ticket deflection, like where's my order and these types of things. And what we're seeing here over the past 12, 18 months, particularly for us and with our customers, is like they see, and we have the data and the results that show this and support this. If you have a platform that can remove the clicking exercise and drive the engagement based on conversation. So you have the chatbot platforms engage in the pre-purchase journey. Actually, the conversions are much higher. You have higher conversions, your average cart value is greater, and hopefully we can get into the deck soon and we can show you some of these things.
We should be able to. I think me and my new MacBook here we agree that Chrome can take over the screen and stuff. So
yeah, looks good. If you want to go ahead and swap to the slide.
Yeah.
And
good.
Yep.
Then we're off to our start. Yeah.
All right, I'm out.
There you go.
Good. Finally. So we're certainly, and we are here to talk about conversational commerce, and that means how you can use that from all the way from intent to purchase, like Daniel already hinted. And me with the Mac tech issues, I'm Henrik Fabrin. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Certainly. And then we have Daniel Kowski, the guy jumping in here, our VP sales. So thanks for that, Daniel and Derek. But let me get straight into it. So let me start by asking if any of these challenges are anything that you work on your day-to-day and with your web shop and your online brand. Then if the answer is yes, then most likely this is something for you, like Daniel also hinted. And first, what is Certainly we're a conversational commerce platform, and we're used by brands globally, US and 17 countries around the world. And brands or customers use us primarily to understand their customers better and drive more sales. And of course, when building, certainly we want to make sure that we work with your entire e-commerce stack. So if you're on e-commerce platform like Shopify or others, use our friend at George's help desk or any messaging channel, then we're well integrated and work with that. So a platform for conversational commerce. So maybe it's important to explain what conversational commerce is and what you can use it for. And it's actually a way for you to turn online shopping back to being on human terms. And you do that through conversations. And it's those conversations that you use to access the real-time data, the zero-party data on each of your web shop visitors. And that enables you to sell more of the right products. And that is customer data that is unique to that person in that moment, that intent. And that data was something that you were not able to actually tap into before. And what it also means it's a step forward from the endless clicking, ticking, filtering, scrolling to something that's more conversational, an experience that's more personal and more fit for humans and how we are wired to interact. So the question we're trying to answer is e-commerce changing? And we believe the answer is certainly, hence the name. And I want to bring us up on a high level and talk about the current situation and the problem that most online merchants work with today. But if we solve that problem, it opens up enormous opportunity for all of us. And the problem is the fact that 98% of people, they don't convert. It means that 98% of all online visitors, they do not end up buying something. And that's industry standard, so that's real. And then the obvious question begs, then okay, do we know why? And the reality is no, we don't, because it's actually guesswork at best. And that's the challenge, but that's also the opportunity to solve. And a neat way to illustrate this is this graph where you have a decent amount of website visitors, you have an industry standard conversion rate, and that gives you revenue. But it's that revenue that fuels the entire party. It fuels your sales and marketing efforts, it fuels your product development, it fuels your employees, your entire growth. So what if we could increase that revenue? What would we be able to do? Would we be able to do more and grow faster? And that's, of course, why we're all here today, right? So that's the thing we want to help. And then obviously the solution. I think one of the questions we've asked ourselves, and we also would love you to ask yourself is, so if you were able to have more conversations with more of your visitors, would you be able to understand them better and sell more products? And if you believe in that premise, then well, the solution is an infinitely scalable way to understand the individual intent of and sell to every visitor on your web shop. But that's a tall order. It takes a lot. So there's the two main things that we need to solve in order to do that. We need to, one, have a way to tap into the minds of the 98% real time. And then, of course, a way to act on what's on their minds in real time. That sounds fantastic, but the two major problems or challenges that we face today, I'll walk through those now. One is that humans are not scalable. So of course, e-commerce has seen massive growth. A lot of brands have seen a normal push forward in the last year, and are successfully using live chat to help their customers buy more, figure out what products to buy. Also, Anonymous that we talked about earlier in the last, their live shopping. It's an amazing new way of selling, because it enables you to have conversations with customers and influence them live, and they end up buying more. It's great. It works fantastic. But the challenge is that humans are not scalable. So it's not impossible for one person to have 10,000 conversations at the same time. But also it's not financially feasible for, I would say, all of us to have 10,000 employees having 10,000 conversations with 10,000 visitors at the same time on our website. So that's a challenge. And then the second one, it's the data. So third and first party data is not enough. So third party data is the data that you use to target specific segments on Facebook, for example, which is great. You get them onto your site, and then you use first party data to where they're clicking, what are they looking at. You maybe have some previous purchase history from them to help them buy more. But it is not enough, because if it was, we wouldn't have that problem of the 98% that doesn't convert. But if you could, then that would be an amazing opportunity. And that's where we are here to fill that gap. And that's here where, Derek, I would ask you to play the video. We have a 30-second explainer video that just explains what we do.
Give me just 1 second. I'm going to bring it up right now.
No problem.
Certainly is a conversational commerce platform that enables you to create a digital twin of your best salesperson. Just like in a physical store, it proactively guides your visitors to the right section on your website, takes them to the right products, recommends relevant items, and helps everyone through checkout. And, of course, certainly does all of this. Are you ready to change the conversation?
Great, thank you, Derek. Am I back on the screen, Derek?
There we are, yeah.
Cool. So that was a short explainer. Thank you for playing that, Derek. So let me pull out one concept in there. It's the digital twin of your best salesperson. And we find that's a very good analogy for what you can put on your web shop now. So we've all been shopping in physical stores forever, and we know, and the shop owner know that the good salesperson there will help us actually buy the right product, but it will also help us actually buy more and maybe even you get less discounts. And to do that through conversations. And they use conversations to understand what's important for you and for me in that moment. And it's in that moment that is key, because you're the same person, but you have different needs, different intents. I'm the same person, different intents. And I can use an example. So one day I'm in your store and I'm looking for a new shirt, because now we finally get out of continue to meet our friends for dinner and have fun. That's one type. But then the next day I'm there because I'm panicking. I forgot it's my mother's birthday and I need something that she would love and I can have delivered tomorrow. So I'm the same person, very different needs. And it's only through conversations that you can get to know that. So a digital twin of your best salesperson. That's an infinitely scalable way to actually engage real time with your customers, and obviously 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. So when we asked at the beginning whether e-commerce has changed, well, yes, we believe that, and we mean that by it's going from clicks to conversations. It's going from guesswork to knowledge. And to make that very concrete, we brought with us 4 use cases today and a demo that Daniel will walk you guys through now, and to make it very concrete. So I'll hand over the screen and the microphone to you, Daniel.
Great. Thank you, Henrik. And I realized between you and the great English guy in the video, you guys almost stole my thunder here. All jokes aside, like we said here initially, Derek and you and Elise were also touching upon that. So what we're trying to accomplish here is that it's about having that intent layer. Like Elise said, you might know a lot about your oh, let me see, Henrik, did you kill your screen?
Yeah, I don't have access to it anymore.
Okay. Let me see. Henrik, you want me to take the screen as well? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, you and Elise were also touching upon it, Derek, like you know a lot about your customers already in your CDP. The challenge we see that a lot of our customers are facing, that data doesn't tell you what the customer is thinking right here, right now when they land on your page. Whether that's the landing page or a product page, it's just difficult to understand with the past and old and legacy data that you've collected. What am I supposed to do with this guy or this girl right now? So one of the use cases that we have identified together with our merchants is, okay, how do we collect and understand what the real intent is of this customer right here, right now? And as Henrik was touching upon it a little bit, like I might know everything about Henrik, but today he's coming in to buy something for his girlfriend or for his mother, and I don't know anything about his girlfriend or his mother. So then I need to understand who he's buying for to help him find the right product. And so here we're trying to mine and collect the data to help, in this case, the buyer find the right product and find the fastest way to the shopping cart, essentially in a seamless way. But it's also an element for us to, even if Henrik doesn't convert at this very moment, I suddenly collected another pool of data that I can use for next time Henrik shows up, or if he's part of a cohort of similar customers, I can use that for some kind of a retargeting purpose. So that's one of the elements where we help our merchants. Henrik, please, if you go to the next one. Obviously, the second element, and it's a classic one, it's about helping the buyers evaluate products. So there's a couple of different buying journeys here. Either via your paid traffic, they end up on a product page directly, and maybe they have very specific asks. Or they're coming in and browsing and want to be inspired, and you guide them, whether it's shop to look or whatever it is. And again, here, if you have the intents and if you can have a conversation that helps them evaluate this product, will this sofa fit in my house? Will these pants fit my body type, and so on? Then you'll have a much greater chance of converting that, but you also have a much happier customer because then they found what they needed. And at the end of the day, it also actually helps you because hopefully they will not be returning these types of items. And then we have a third element, which I think here in the Nordics, where I'm based, we call these online window shoppers. There's so many merchants that see people browsing, adding things and items to their shopping cart, but they don't convert for different reasons. And here we built a few different flows where we help our merchants to encourage customers to obviously convert. And if there's some certain issues or concerns, via our conversation, we try to mitigate those before they happen. And we try to minimize those when they happen and solve them. So it's all about helping the customer through the seamless journey while we minimize our risks as a merchant to lose customers and lose deals. And obviously the last use case we have here is classical ticket deflection. And I think you've all seen this, and we all know about the frequently asked question: where is my order? What about the return policies, or when I exchange something? And we have customers that have seen, and obviously now we have the holiday season and Black Friday and Christmas and stuff soon around the corner. We have customers that see peaks of 10 times, 20 times sometimes of inbound requests and questions of seemingly repetitive questions. And now, do I add 10 agents, 15 agents for this particular season and trade them and so on? Or is there a way via the conversational commerce and the AI where I can address this and people can get the answers to whatever they're looking for right away instead of sending an email and waiting for 24 hours? And I thought I will show you this, guys, in a little bit of a flow. Let's see, Derek, if I can take the screen.
Go ahead and share your screen.
So I've stopped the sharing, so you can take over, Daniel.
Okay, it doesn't like my multiple screens.
You should be able to find a Chrome tab or application in there should work.
Okay. I disconnected the screens now, so hopefully it will work. All right, do you guys see? Okay, excellent. Let me just go to. So what you see here is a customer that lands on, in this case, an apparel site. And here, again, what happens right away is to reduce bounce rates and to increase engagement and so on. The conversational commerce starts to interact. Coming back to what Henrik said, if we're mimicking the best sales clerk you have in your physical store, somebody greets me and tries to start the conversation here. So in this case, it asks me, do you want to see the summer collection? And like we said, like maybe that's not my interest. So if I go, actually, I want to buy, let's say, birthday gift for a friend. So now it starts to figure out, like, okay, you're not interested in summer collection, you're interested in something else. Okay, who is this friend of yours? So here, whether this is in writing or via this, like with boxes and so on, I'm starting to gather data about the person you are buying for. So in this case, we say it's a female, she's into blazers. And since I'm a very generous guy, I say, you know what, my budget is over 150 bucks. Now, what happens here is that this is, of course, a very simple drill down. The platform directly redirects me to, in this case, a product that it believes fits my purpose. So instead of me clicking and browsing and so on, it guides me to where I should be and where I need to be. And in this case, okay, this looks nice, it's within budgets and all of these things, but I have no idea if this will fit, in this case, my friend. And again, here's another way where we can support in the product evaluation. So maybe I say, you know what, I need some help with sizing here. So again, the bot will guide me through in a conversational way to identify what's right. So I will say, I think she's medium, she likes regular fits. And then in this case, based on some underlying logic, it will tell me she needs a size 34. Do you want me to add it to the cart? And let's imagine I say yes here. Now, obviously, what happens, I see right away, it's added to the cart. And if you want, as you can see here, the bot can trigger upsell, cross-sells, or shop the look and so on. Again, to try to help complete this look. And of course, for a merchant, you want to increase your average order value. And like I said, what happens often is that, let's imagine that I actually leave this site. I go somewhere else because I'm one of those online window shoppers. And at some point during my work break, I might go back to the site. And again, here, the bot interacts here and triggers a particular action. It knows I have something in the cart and it asks me, are you ready to check out? And in this case, you know, that we can use different clever ways here to get them to execute, so to say. And if I say like, okay, do you have any discounts right now? And either I have, or in this case, it doesn't seem like we have any discounts for this particular item, but it asks me in this case, you know what, Dan, why don't you give me your email address? And And when there is maybe a discount down the road or something else, I will let you know. But suddenly what happened here, again, I collected additional data that maybe I did not have from this individual. So I know a lot more about the buying journey from this individual at this very moment. And that might be very different from next time this person comes. And obviously, the last element here is that you've all seen it. And like I said, with Black Friday coming up, people are maybe want to return stuff. So if you have online policies, and you see, obviously, I even misspelled it, but because it's an AI tool, it even understands misspelling. So I can understand how I return this online or in a physical store, or you probably got a lot of those last year during Black Fridays, but also throughout the season here, like, where's my order? And instead of having an agent respond to this, obviously you can have this connected to UPS or whatever carrier services you are using, and it will tell me right away, okay, instead of me having to wait for a day. Okay. Now, let's see if I could try to. Do you see my screen now, the PowerPoint deck?
Yes.
Okay, so what did we actually see here? If we try to summarize this, when it comes back to the data collection, understanding the intent, suddenly we know a lot of things about this particular buying journey. So I'm not buying for myself, I'm buying for somebody else. We understand it's a particular occasion. We know about the gender, and then suddenly we also know about the preferences when it comes to apparel and styling and sizing and these things. And it also understands what type of budget I have available. And at the end, as you remember, suddenly I got access to the email address and I signed this person up to the membership club. So via a very simple interaction, we can have, if you use this intelligently and in a witty way, you can have your customers willingly give you information that you did not have in the past in order to help them find what they're looking for. So that's the first element. The second element is, obviously, we helped, in this case, the person find the product and then evaluate the product. And this was, of course, a very simple exercise. But instead of browsing when you're buying for somebody else, in this case, maybe a different gender, I didn't have to click around. I don't have to deal with maybe a very cool UX, but I don't have to use anything to find the right product. It takes me there. And I might have to go through the exercise once or twice if I don't like what I saw the first time. But it just minimizes that exercise. And obviously, then you saw it helped me with sizing. It could have helped me with other things depending on what the product is. And at the end, it helped me get inspired to complete the look with a pair of pants or shirts and so on. The third use case that we addressed here in this short demo is, okay, we saw that in this particular case, this store has a lot of people that don't execute. So when I left and then when I come back, it could re-trigger the conversation and say like, hey, do you need something? But it could have also been a trigger as it sees I'm looking, trying to leave the site, or maybe if I'm not active or there's a certain behavior, maybe it could have poked me and triggered me to say like, hey, don't forget you have something there, or maybe it could have thrown a discount code at me or something to get me inspired and of course incentivize me to execute here. And at the end, you saw that, okay, we also signed up another person into the membership club. So in a fairly simple conversation, I gain a lot of value out of this exercise. And the last use case is, of course, how do we automate all these frequently asked questions that are coming in via email or via other avenues that consume time from my agents or my people, but that don't really add any value. And it actually also, excuse my French here, pisses off people if they have to wait 24 hours or 12 hours to understand where their order is or what the return policy is. People just want quick access and answers to these questions. So it's about, coming back to what Henrik said, multiplying the humans in an intelligent way. And I think, Henrik, on that note, I'm going to pass it back to you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Just grab the screen again. Are you seeing my screen?
Looks good, and we've only got a couple minutes left just to give you guys a warning.
Sure. I'm only having through a few points. So Dan have just taken through 4 use cases and explained quite thoroughly how that works. But you don't have to trust his words on it. So of course we brought with us a couple of customer examples that would be relevant in this context. One under this Tiger of Sweden, that's a European-based fashion brand similar to Hugo Boss or Ralph Lauren. And after they've been implementing and using their conversational commerce, but they're now up to 70% of all engagement happens via their bot. In the bot, they see on average 18% conversion rate when users engage with the bot. They've also seen a 50% lower bounce rate because it picks up on some of the things that Daniel talked about, the unique intent. And then by using for ticket deflection and using like across the customer journey, they've also managed to increase the customer satisfaction from the 67 to a 96% in a period of 6 months. The other one is Silk. It's a UK-based urban fashion company used by celebrities like Neymar, Trey Songz, etc. And in the US and on the online store in the US, they've seen some really interesting results. So after using conversational commerce, but we've seen a 40% average order value increase, which is quite significant. They've seen an overall 14% conversion rate increase, and they have 31% more customers reaching the actual checkout, which is very important for them as well, being a young brand. And then using ticket deflection as well, they've reached an exceptional NPS of 57%, which is well above the industry average. Then my second to last slide is, we've talked a lot about conversational commerce. So as we walk away here, I would love for you to take away a few key points. One is that with conversational commerce, you can learn the intent of the 98% that don't convert today, and you can use it to enhance the 4 use cases that Daniel was demonstrating. And we see our customers, they actually increasing online sales, they're decreasing return rates, and they're enhancing customer lifetime value. So a lot of value creation there. And of course, as you want to dig more into this, we have a few different options for you. You can download an ebook for free on our website, certainly.io. You can also register for a free trial or schedule a tailored demo where some of our experts will help you out. Or you can also just plain and simple reach out to Daniel via his email here if you want to know more. So thanks so much for your time today. And I don't know, Derek, if there's time for any questions or any follow-ups of the sorts.
We have a few questions in chat, but I'm going to have Marie either email you directly or you can answer in the chat down below, because we do have to go directly into our next session. Thank you both so much. And yeah, conversational commerce, this is, I think, the future of e-commerce. So I'm really excited to see the growth of Certainly. And I think you've got a lot of merchants thinking about using the power of this tool to increase, like you said, lifetime value. Decreasing returns is one of those subtle things that really has a big impact on margin, right? Like it really helps at the end of the year.
Yes,
that if you have less returns. So it's really, really smart. And I love also, you'll have to tell people offline in a second how you integrate with other platforms and tools and stuff like that in order to make it seamless for them. But we've got to go right in the next session. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Thank you for your time.
Awesome.